example 3 for lesson 3.5. And example 3 is we're going to talk about the bell curve. Put numbers in order in a bell curve. We're going to use the bell curve, okay? The bell curve. You know what's that mean, right? In statistics, so it's a bell curves. So we're going to put the numbers in order in a bell curve. Put numbers in order. Bell curve is another way, like a nickname of normal distribution probability, and an easier way because it's too long to say that all the time. People just name it as a bell curve because it looks like a bell. Okay, then of course it's important that you label your axis, and of course don't forget, label your axis. And the way you label your axis is using letters, but you be careful, whatever the letter you see is in the given, that's the variable you're gonna use to label your axis. Okay, letter A. I have here t equals negative 2.0037, negative 3.0037, and then t equals 2.00095, 00095, so that's 3 zeros right there. And then t equals negative 2.0124. Okay, let's make a bell curve right now. Bell curve, of course, you're gonna have a horizontal line, and then this horizontal line, this is your axis. Now this, the name of this will depend here. Here we use t, so therefore we call this axis t. And approximately get the zero of this, I mean the middle of that. And you know the middle of that is always zero. And you know the concept of bell curve is that it's symmetrical across this line. So imaginary, draw an imaginary a broken line there, meaning this is your imaginary line of symmetry. So that means whatever on the left side is equal to distance on the right side. And then do your best okay, draw a bell curve. That's my best right there. Okay, all right, so now labeling them, well, this is 0, well, that's at negative 2, so it means that negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So you do exactly the same on the other side because they're symmetrical. Be sure that the distance is the same. So 1, 2, 3. All right. So somehow that would be your bell curve. That's the number. Okay. So putting the points now. Well, I know negative 2.00 is right here. A little bit over. It's right here. So this would be negative 2.0037, and then, well, this one You know, if you compare this, like what we practiced in the first example, you know that this is bigger than, I mean, the value of this is a negative, is lesser, so more, okay? It's just an approximation, okay? So this is your negative 2.0037, and this is your negative 2.0124. So that's the negative one. Well, the positive one will be 2.00095. It's almost 2, but not exactly. So I can say it's this one right here. So this is 2.00095. So right now what you did is you approximate, you put the numbers in order in a bell curve. Okay, so negative 2.0124 first, and then negative 2.0037, and then 2.00095. Well, because this is a bell curve, by the way, we're gonna use a tick mark like this, because that would extend up, because this is an area. We're trying to get the area of distribution here. We're trying to get the probability area. So instead of point, let's use a tick mark, a vertical tick mark, so it can go up. Alright, so that's for example A for number 3. Okay, let's do another example for this. Okay, letter B. Feel free to pause the video for this example. Do it on your own. And then go back and check your answer with me. So, given z equals negative 1.713, and then z equals 1.713, and then z equals 1.0713. Okay, so the same procedure. Put these numbers in order in a bell curve and label your axis. Okay, go ahead. Feel free to pause the video and go back to check your answer. Alright, let's do the number line. Our axis will be labeled as, who knows? Am I gonna write any letters here to label my horizontal axis? Can I use any variable? No, right? I need to use z. Why z? Because that's the value given to you. That all the numbers here will be z values. And then, what's the second step? Try to get the approximate middle. Well, I can say that this will be the midpoint. So I'll call this a 0. And then, of course, that would be a vertical line there. And then do your best to make a bell curve. Okay, it's not that good, but somehow close. Okay, well, you see these two numbers? They're exactly the same except the sign. That means they need to be the same distance from 0 because they're symmetrical. Okay, so I can say that, well, if this is This is 1. This is 2. Well, it needs to be symmetrical, so this is negative 1. This is negative 2. I'm trying my best to put it correctly. Well, negative 1.73 will be past the negative 1.5, so I can see it's right here. This will be negative 1.713, and because this and this are symmetrical, so the positive 71 point, this will be right here, the same location as what you did here. So this is your positive 1.713. And then of course 1.0713 is almost 1, but a little bit over, so I can say this right here. So 1.0713. Okay, now again, because this is a bell curve, we're gonna make this vertical tick mark because of the bell curve. But of course, in a number line, they corresponds to a point. So that's how example letter number 3, letter B is.